I really dig playing over those kind of high energy 12/8. I call them like West Side Chicago, like Magic Sam used to play them and stuff. Uh, the, the the real drive in 12/8 blues, and it's nice. I tend not to get too fancy on them melodically. It's nice to work those notes, and I go for a lot of kind of big bends, Albert King type inspired things, and like quite direct playing. You don't need to play everything that you know how to do all the time. Sometimes it's better to just speak clearly and well defined, and that gets the point across more. And that's what I try and do on a track like that. And again, pacing it with the dynamic of the band. This is a real band track with real human beings playing, and we tried to give you some dynamics to work with to build the solo. So, it's step back, play a line, let it breathe. It's always important, as guitar players, we can just keep playing and playing and playing, but sometimes it's, good to just step back and take a breath, take a space, because that makes the next thing you play that have that much more impact. So space always just as important as what you do play. As they say, the notes you don't play are just as important. And then as the dynamic of the track builds up, really trying to build the pace of it as well, adding a few more notes, working up a little higher, getting stuff stinging. Sort of moving some little two-note chord things. Those are quite nice ideas to, once you've played out all your stinky single note stuff, start making it. And again, I'm always trying to bring out the changes, even in the simpler side of the playing. When the 5 chord comes around, to the 4, and back to the 1. It's always, even in its simplicity, trying to bring out those changes. So in that first verse, when the 5 chord comes round, I play something along those lines. It's like kind of mashing up the minor pentatonic and changing it for the we're putting that in this case it's an A, which makes it has the flavor of D minor pentatonic, and it's kind of jumping back and forth. To me, how I see it is sneaking out of the G minor pentatonic with the harder straight blues sound, like that, and then dipping into the D minor pentatonic to bring out that change with some little hard to do on the spot. Actually, I'm better at doing it in mid flow, but. It's like slides and slurs and things like that. It's as much color as we can work into the whole thing, really, is what we're going for. But essentially, it's G minor pentatonic into D minor pentatonic, and landing with a big, solid full stop on that 5 chord itself. It's like punctuation, really, is what we're doing. Another little thing that happened there in the moment before the 4 chord. It's first of all, it's like playing with the time a little bit, and I'm playing against the rhythm a little bit, kind of that juggling thing we talked about, playful phrasing, as I call it. So it's kind of Something like that. Again, we're coming. Something along those lines. And again, I'm hinting at the sound of the C7th, I suppose you call it C Mixolydian, but it's also still sort of G minor pentatonic. So I'm kind of trying to set up the idea of the C coming by bringing some of the C flavor, the C7th flavor, out of the G minor pentatonic, and playing with the time, and you get, again, it's like a little moment of excitement that leads you to the chord change. And then in the third chorus, kind of taking the same idea as the last time around and expanding on it even more. So I mess with the time again, throw it around a little bit, and put a couple of, I guess you could call it like chromatic kind of notes that add a bit of extra tension. So we're going something like something along those lines. So I'm actually, so we got the flat 9, using that a little bit, and then lead into the C7th, and work my way down out of the C7 scale again, like that. So, it's like saving up. We've used the single note stuff, and then we're going to drop something kind of a little more sophisticated by using some small chords to move around, but use them in a rhythmically interesting way. So, yeah, it's using that moment of the oncoming change to kind of get in there and mash it up a bit, and then land strong onto the change, so that everybody can take a breath for a second after the spectacular thing you just played.